Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're going to discuss the what's next on the undefeated former junior middleweight champion of the world, Jaime Munguia. Munguia returned on Saturday, June 19th when he main evented a DAZN card. He took on Primožal Ziramita, former world title challenger, who just last December got stopped against Triple G in 7 rounds. And Munguia took this guy on two weeks' notice. It was kind of a risky fight in terms of, I don't think Ziramita, he's only got 5 knockouts in 23 fights, but, so I don't think power and getting knocked out was a threat for Munguia, or even losing unless he completely overlooked Ziramita. But what I think he was risking was, if he doesn't look as good as Triple G or stop Ziramita, he's going to face the criticism, and that's what you run into. But it's also a risk in terms of, if you could look better, people are going to measure you against a guy like Triple G. And Jaime Munguia, 1 round better, he stops Primožal Ziramita. So, that was a big win. And let's remember, we were shopping, Ziramita and Munguia and Triple G were talking about a fight against each other just a few months ago, and it didn't get worked out. But these guys are floating around each other. They're tied to the same network with the DAZN. This is a makeable fight. So, keep that in mind. But Munguia, he looks sharp. Ziramita can land punches. He's solid. And I'll tell you right now, Ziramita would be a very, very durable or better middleweight if he fought at 160 and had power. He fights at 160, but if he had power at 160, he could really be dangerous, but he doesn't pack a big punch. He's a light puncher. So those guys that he's mixing it up with, Munguia and Triple G, he's going to land shots, but they're not going to hurt those guys, and those guys are going to keep coming forward, and they're going to end up stopping them. But a good show of heart by Ziramita, but Munguia, just the better man, the bigger man, the former champ at 154, now fighting at 160. I think that was his 3rd or 4th fight at 160 now. And, again, he looks solid and scores another stoppage win. So now the big question is, what's next for Jaime Munguia? Well, he wants to stay at 160. Gabriel Rosado won on the undercard, and that was thrown out there as a possible option for him. But let's take a look at the rest of the top 10 and see what could be possible for the former champ. We start with number 1, the IBF champion, Triple G Gennady Golovkin. Again, I think it's a makeable fight. Now, of course, I think Triple G is going to be looking at a third fight with Canelo for later in the year. And he wants to explore those options, see if they're even possible, which they probably are. Or if maybe it'll wait around till next year. But that's the thing. If Triple G, if it waits around till next year, if he really wants Canelo, why not fight Jaime Munguia as soon as possible and lock up that, and beat the youngster and lock up that showdown with Canelo? Because I guarantee you, he knocks out Munguia, Canelo's going to fight him again. So Triple G, it's a risky fight, but why not take the risk? Triple G still, in my opinion, even at 39, is better than most of the guys. I still think he's the best middleweight in the world until somebody beats him at middleweight, and beats him clearly. So Triple G can still throw down, he can still get it on, and I think he needs to get a big fight. I know DAZN's going to push for that, and I would love to see it, but I don't know if the fight's going to happen. I really want Munguia and Triple G to fight, especially if Triple G can't get Canelo, but we just got to wait and see. I'm hoping, though. Number 2 is the undefeated Jermall Charlo, the WBC champ. He's not going to fight Munguia. He's not going to come over and fight him. It's just not going to happen. He's a very protected guy, especially after the way that one guy looked against him. He's not going to fight Munguia. Just not going to happen. He's afraid. Let's just say that. He's afraid to fight a guy like Munguia. He is. Number 3 is Demetrius Andre. Now you could throw the afraid reversal possibly back on Jaime Munguia. I like Munguia, and I want to see Andre fight somebody legit. If Munguia really has the biggest set of balls, why not go after the world title against Andre? You'd shut Andre up from all his complaining, and you'd give him the opportunity to beat a legit, undefeated, guy on the rise. But Munguia is at too high risk of a fight for him. That's the thing, is guys like Triple G and Canelo, I don't blame them for overlooking or for not taking on Andre, because he's a risk and he's not a big name. But for Munguia, he's also not a big name yet. He's got a good following. People are interested in seeing how good he is, but he needs to knock off another guy who's kind of on his level, like an Andre, to put himself into that mix, and Andre needs that fight. So I think it's a fight both guys need, and it's a makeable fight. Andre's with Matchroom, Jaime Munguia's with Golden Boy. They both are with the Zone, so why not? But that's the thing. Does Munguia really want to roll the dice and fight somebody on his level? And I'm sorry to say, right now, I just don't think he does. You know, I got Munguia in the top 5 now, but you got you know, Sergey Derevyanchenko. I don't see that fight. I'd like it, but I don't see it. I think Derevyanchenko's probably going to hit the reset button, start over, and face, you know, a little bit lower level competition before he steps it up against somebody like Munguia. Ryota Murata, would love to see the fight. Can Golden Boy and ESPN and Top Rank come together? I don't think so. So I'm going to lean towards a no. Chris Eubank Jr. would love this fight. I think it's a makeable fight. But I don't know if Munguia would want a guy like Eubank. And I don't know if Eubank would want a guy like Munguia. I think it's a makeable fight. They could do it. But do the two sides want each other? It's kind of up in the air. I think if push comes to shove, they'll get it made. They could get it made. But, you know, is push going to come to shove? That's the point. You know, that's the problem. I don't know. Other guys in the top 10, you know, Rob Brandt just lost to that guy they call Kazakh Style. I guess that fight, you know, could possibly be made. I don't know Kazakh Style's ties. I know he fought on ESPN against Rob Brandt, but Rob Brandt's an ESPN top rank guy. So, and he dominated him. Other guys in the top 10 at the back right there, there's not a lot, and I really need to reshape my middleweight top 10 because there have been some upsets and new guys that have thrown themselves in the mix. But Jaime Munguia is still very much in the hunt for a world title and for bigger fights, but we don't know. I'm leaning towards Gabriel Rosado being his next opponent, but I could also see him fight, you know, somebody like Demetrius Andrade. I would love to see that at least. I want to see him fight somebody like Andrade, but that doesn't mean he will. So, just got to wait and see, but I hope Munguia is ready to step up the competition seriously or take on somebody on the level of a Gabe Rosado next. I think that'd be fun and exciting, but we just got to wait and see. But that's it. That's the what's next on the undefeated former junior middleweight champion, Jaime Munguia. I hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.